Well, now, Luna, what do you get about these two folks I can see down there, hiking up the pathway toward us through this forest?
As you know, few arrive at this sacred sanctuary near the gateway of the goddess Kuan Yin, unless they are meant to be here. These two, coming now, are here because they are ready to receive universal knowledge and experience. As I read from their thoughts, I perceive that they are of the academic profession. They are here on a quest for divine knowledge and power.
Sounds interesting, Luna. I'll put on the tea kettle.
Hello, sir. I hope we are not intruding. My name is Dr. Eleanor Hayes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Rajesh Patel. We are professors at Arcadia University, and we are here on an intellectual quest.
Hello, kind sir. We most definitely hope we are not imposing. We were sent here by our spiritual teacher, who leads our large university meditation group. His name is Aryan. He mysteriously informed us to come here to this remote sanctuary to obtain answers, and much more, he said. So when I asked how we would find our way here, he only said rather cryptically that the way would find us.
Well, they're Doctors Hayes and Patel. A heartfelt welcome to you both. I have some hot tea brewing and some oversized blackberry muffins I cooked up. So if that sounds good, head on up to the cabin here and we can get to know each other a mite better. My name is Elias and this white dog is named Luna. Now, I have to warn you in advance so you're not caught off guard. Luna here is not your ordinary canine. He is the white dog of Kuan Yin, and the only talking and mind-reading dog I've ever had the pleasure to come across.
We humbly thank you for your hospitality, Elias. Both Dr. Patel and I are well aware of stories and teachings about the Bodhisattva Kuan Yin, but I must admit, we had no expectation we would be encountering her amazing and magical white dog. Also, with Dr. Rajesh's permission, perhaps we can dispense with formalities, and you could call us Ellie and Rajesh. Would that be okay?
Oh yes, please do. Please feel free to call me by my first name, Rajesh.
Will do. Ellie and Rajesh it is. So why don't you two come on inside and I'll pour you a cup of hot chai tea with honey and oat milk in it, and I'll heat you up some of these blackberry muffins. That hike up here is a long and steep one, so I'm guessing you might be a little hungry. Then you can tell me about your meditation teacher named Aryan, why he suggested that you take the pilgrimage up here, and how he happened to know about this sanctuary at the interdimensional gateway of Kuan Yin.
Aaron is indeed our meditation teacher at the university. He started out over a year ago in the large grassy quad area, surrounded by our residential buildings.
Aryan called his gatherings Sunset Circle Meditations. In the beginning, he put flyers around campus that simply said, "Free meditation class to be held every evening 1 hour before sunset, weather permitting." In the beginning, his daily gatherings were so small it was difficult to form them into a circle, but they continually grew in popularity. Many participants were discovering that Aryan, this mysterious teacher, was very remarkable indeed, and that wonderful and mystical things were happening at his gatherings. After several weeks, his gatherings grew so large that we could barely accommodate everyone. This is when the college administration asked myself and Rajesh to function as faculty advisors. Our interest in Eastern philosophy and meditation practices made us the natural choice for this assignment, and we both happily agreed because the two of us had already been discussing what we saw taking place in the quad. Something so peaceful, yet so powerful at the same time was going on.
As educators with open minds, there will be much for you to discover on your pilgrimage here, Eleanor and Rajesh. I have been told on the inner planes that the appearance of the amazing world builder, angel of the 10th ray, Sariel, is soon to arrive here through the portal of Kuan Yin. It will be an auspicious occasion. It is quite possible that if you can maintain the necessary level of openness in your heart and mind, she will have an immense revelation to share with you.
How completely magnificent this is. Aryan told us to expect mystical experiences when we arrived here, but I did not imagine I would be able to hear a dog who is speaking to me. And also, who is this angel of the 10th ray called Sariel?
Luna can take some getting used to, Rajesh. I found it quite startling the first time he spoke up. But now I'm used to it and always look forward to his wisdom. Because if he speaks, what he says is always profound. As for the 10th ray seraphim angel Sariel, her story is told in detail in the trilogy called The Multidimensional Tales of Va. This trilogy tells of her mission to reawaken angels who have incarnated into human bodies and forgotten their celestial origins. Apparently, according to what Luna has just said, your meditation teacher, Arian, is one of these angels.
When you say the word multidimensional, that is exactly relevant to why Arian suggested our pilgrimage up to this sanctuary. Rajesh and I have been discussing at length the topic of a matrix that might be around humanity that is somehow controlling the human collective consciousness. We asked Arian about his opinions on this exact topic, and he then suggested we come here. As for the trilogy you mentioned that speaks about who Arian actually is, we have often wondered about that. Because he is indeed a remarkable man. So, can you tell me where I can obtain this trilogy called The Multidimensional Tales of Va?
The Multidimensional Tales of Va, by metaphysical author Leland T. Lewis, is published by Amazon. It comes in various formats such as hardcover, paperback, and digital. I have a set here that you and Rajesh are welcome to look over while you're here visiting. Normally, I keep an extra set to give away as a gift, but that extra set was recently given to 3 young travelers who wandered up the trail and arrived here. So, I don't currently have any extras to give you. But if you're interested in parallel dimensions and energies that impact the collective consciousness of humanity, I know of no better books to read and enjoy. Well, Ellie and Rajesh, I can smell those blackberry muffins heating up in there. So, shall we head inside?
I can smell them too, and it is a lovely fragrance. So yes, please, let's go in.
I can certainly smell them, and the aroma is intoxicating, so I'm right behind you.
Well, now that we're settled here inside, suppose you tell me what you've been considering regarding the concept of a matrix that affects and encompasses the collective consciousness of humanity. I would like to hear your views on this subject as academic professors, and then I, and quite possibly Luna, will give you the multidimensional perspective that comes from beyond the nearby gateway between the worlds. The one here that we know of as the Kuan Yin Gateway.
Yes, of course. We would be most happy to share our perspective. It is why we have come. We wish to share our ideas, but even more so, to learn the deepest truths. Also, about the mystical gateway of Kuan Yin that you speak of. Will we be able to go there and experience it as well?
Oh yes, if at all possible. I would love to directly experience the gateway of Kuan Yin.
The goddess tells me, Ellie, that yes, this will be acceptable. I will be able to guide you to the gateway tomorrow. We will find that it is open to the celestial realms of Va. Through that portal, we will receive the blessing of the universal viewpoint.
My goodness gracious. This is a momentous occasion. I am known to be the gatekeeper of the gateway of Kuan Yin, yet I personally have only seen it once when it was open. This is quite epic. Luna is able to come and go through the gateway as needed. And it was from there that he first arrived from Va. But that is because he has actualized his diamond body of consciousness. As for myself, I am still in the process of actualization.
Many teachers of Eastern mysticism seem to be completely convinced that any portal to a higher dimension, such as a gateway between the worlds, can only be found by going within, and that they are not located in the outer third dimensional world, which Hinduism refers to as the realm of Maya. Yet you tell us such a divine gateway is located here on this sacred mountain, and we can go there. What do you say to those who often teach that one can only find such spiritual and celestial portals on their inward journey, and not in the outer realm of Maya?
Well, Rajesh, there are many teachers on this planet who have professed many things. These teachings reflect various levels of insight, and some are quite profound. But humbly, what I have learned is that much can be experienced that is beyond any words ever spoken, by approaching life in a very simple and clear way. It starts by emptying the mind of all thoughts, beliefs, and preconceptions, opening the heart with childlike innocence and wonder, and relaxing the body while breathing deeply. The breathing process can be of utmost benefit, because breath is life, and in a place like this, the air is filled with prana, because this mountain is a place filled with happiness and life. Prana is the word for that life force that permeates and animates all living beings and the very universe itself. Prana is most heavily concentrated in your body's system of chakras. And your chakras are the gateways that exist within you to the multidimensional realms. So when you breathe deeply and slowly, you allow the prana from a great location such as this to awaken your chakras. As you awaken these chakras with a silent mind, an open heart, and a relaxed body, you become a great vehicle for the highest purpose of any human, which is the animation and direct experience of heaven on earth. One reason that you were guided to come to this mountain by your meditation teacher, Arion, is that he observed that you have a deep understanding of these things intellectually, and because of this, you are ready for your next evolutionary step, which is to understand them experientially.
That's fascinating, Elias. I can definitely see how this is what was behind Arion's recommendation that Rajesh make this pilgrimage here to this sacred mountain of Kuan Yin's gateway. But why was I included in this? Most of my inquiry and research of late has been into the concept and idea that there is a matrix surrounding humanity. A matrix that functions as a limitation to human evolution, enlightenment, and awakening. So other than the fact that Rajesh and I are colleagues, collaborators, and dear friends, why do you suppose that I was guided to be here also?
It is because you, Dr. Eleanor Harris, are a great communicator, and by learning about the quantum nature of what some refer to as the Matrix, you will be able to enlighten others and be a pathfinder for those who are ready to see beyond the veils.
Recently, at the university, Dr. Rajesh Patel and I have conducted a symposium about the idea of a matrix surrounding humanity. Since he is an expert in comparative Eastern philosophies, while my doctorate is in world history, we concluded that we might be able to provide the university students with two diverse perspectives. So I asked him this: Dr. Patel, have you ever considered the possibility that our reality might be a sophisticated illusion, an exteriorly imposed matrix of sorts, as suggested in the movie called The Matrix?
Eleanor, the idea of reality being an illusion is not new. In fact, it's a cornerstone of many Eastern philosophies. The concept of Maya in Hinduism, for instance, suggests that the world we perceive is not the ultimate reality but a veil that obscures the true nature of existence.
That's fascinating. But what about the idea that this matrix is a controlled environment, perhaps even manipulated by higher beings or advanced civilizations? Could our history be a series of programmed events?
It's an intriguing thought. In Buddhism, there's a belief in the cyclical nature of existence, where life and death are part of a continuous loop. Some interpretations suggest that our experiences are shaped by our karma, which could be seen as a form of programming. However, the notion of an external controller is more aligned with certain Gnostic beliefs, where the material world is seen as a creation of a lesser deity that is trapping souls in a false reality.
So, you're saying that different traditions have their own versions of this matrix concept, but what about evidence? Is there anything in historical records or philosophical texts that points to this being more than just a metaphor?
Historical records often reflect the understanding and limitations of their time. However, there are numerous accounts of mystical experiences and altered states of consciousness, where individuals report to have transcended beyond the veil of ordinary reality. These experiences are often described in terms that resonate with the idea of breaking free from a matrix of some sort.
That's true. Even in Western history, we have accounts of mystics and visionaries who spoke of transcending the physical world. But how do we reconcile these subjective experiences with objective reality? Can we ever truly know if we're in a matrix?
Well, this is the question we arrived at, but did not answer. This question is what led us to Aryan, our college's highly revered meditation teacher, who arrived on campus from no one knows where, but now has a multitude of daily participants in his evening sunset circle meditations. Upon approaching Aryan on this subject, his answer was to send us here, to your sacred mountain retreat, Elias. So here we are, as empty vessels, open to the divine revelations that may come.
Well, Ellie and Rajesh, I can see that you brought along a couple of sleeping bags, so maybe it's a good time for us all to get some rest. Then we can take the hike up to the gateway tomorrow. I have a couple of foam pads I can roll out for you to make things more comfortable. Luna tells us that the gateway will be open tomorrow, so we will need to get an early start. It's a fairly challenging hike up to there, so we should all be prepared for that. This will be an important experience for all of us, as I have only witnessed the open gateway and the presence of the Bodhisattva Kuan Yin once before. It is a great honor to have such an amazing opportunity for universal knowledge and blessings. The goddess must hold both of you in much favor.
Thank you so much, Elias. If it's okay, I would like to sleep outdoors tonight, under the stars. How about you, Rajesh? Do you want to put your sleeping bag out there too?
Yes, absolutely. The air up here is so fresh and filled with life energy. Sleeping outside under the stars sounds perfectly ideal.
Pay close attention to your dreams on this night. You will be sleeping on sacred ground here on the mountain of the gateway, and tomorrow you will accompany the gatekeeper and I on a sacred pilgrimage. As you sleep, you will be spiritually prepared for this quest by the angels of your divine counsel.
That sounds fascinating, Luna. What can you tell us about the angels of our divine council? Do all humans have a divine council of angels?
Yes, all humans do have a kindred relationship with beings of the celestial realms of existence, but most are not yet awakened to the point where they can perceive them. The guidance I am receiving right now tells me that you will soon experience a quantum up-level in terms of your awareness of the inhabitants of the celestial realms of the higher parallel dimensions. So, I say to you once more, pay particular attention to your dreams on this night, here in this sacred place.
Very good. That's settled then. I'll go get your sleeping pads for you and then bid you pleasant dreams.
I wish for you the blessings of the goddess of night, Nidra Devi.
I see you two are already up and greeting the day on this fine sunny morning. I've made some hot rolled oats with cherries, maple syrup, and creamy almond milk for breakfast, and the coffee is freshly brewed. So come on in and help yourself. Then you and I and Luna will set out on our trek further up this mountain, to the gateway of Kuan Yin.
Oh my goodness, Elias and Luna. This hike up to the gateway of Kuan Yin has been quite a steep and winding one. And I never expected to see anything quite like this here before us.
The goddess Kuan Yin is here with us now, and she has told me, on the inner planes, that the angel of the 10th ray, Sariel, will soon also join us here. Until then, she has said, please open your hearts, quiet your minds, and breathe in the magnificent energy of this place of cosmic power.
Luna, my dear familiar, you have done well. You have brought these gentle souls to me, as was destined. Elias, dear one, this world is on the brink of a great transformation. Humanity is entering the age of awakening and balance for all. The energies of compassion, nurturing, and intuition are rising, guiding humanity towards a more harmonious, unified, and enlightened existence. Soon the earth herself and many of her inhabitants will transcend the veils separating the material dimension and the celestial realm of eternal love. It will be a time of heaven on earth. You two who have arrived here with my beloved familiar, Luna, and my wonderful gatekeeper, Elias, Rajesh the philosopher, and Eleanor the historian, are destined to be emissaries who spread awareness far and wide. You will show the pathway forward for many on the planet who are now ready to walk the higher way. This is your divine destiny if you choose to embrace it. And if you do, the 10th Ray World Builder, Angel Sariel, will awaken you to who you actually are, prior to and beyond your manifestation here in your current lifetime in the material dimension. Blessings to you, beloved ones. I am the 10th Ray Angel, Sariel of the Seraphim. In the 5th dimensional realm of Va, where I reside, I am known as a world builder and the consort of the Archangel Metatron, the keeper of the outer light. I have been drawn here to your dimension, the realm of matter, to convey to you the energetic vibrational difference between the material world where you now dwell and the 5th dimension of Va. Initially, the most pronounced difference between our dimensions is that your current world basically consists of and manifests at the energetic frequency of matter, while the higher dimension of Va consists of and vibrates at the accelerated energetic frequency of love. So, when you are feeling true love, you are actually experiencing a portal into my realm, and nothing that vibrates at a denser and therefore slower nutational rate, such as matter or materialism, can exist here. All that manifests in the 5th dimensional realm of Va is literally made of love, including all inhabitants, the sky, the ground, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the plants and flowers, your bodies, and your experience. Beyond Va, in the 6th dimensional realm, where the immense Archangel Metatron's kingdom exists, all consists and vibrates at the frequency of light. You will find no material proof of these higher parallel realities, for the only way to experience them is through the transcendence of the material realm. So, in your realm at this time, there is increasing speculation among humans about what you refer to as a matrix that encompasses the collective consciousness of humanity, and the idea that one can awaken from this matrix and perceive the reality beyond it. Because this is in some ways accurate, and there indeed is a vibrational filter that exists between lower and higher dimensional realms, I have been guided to come here now and reveal to you the quantum levels of what you refer to as this matrix. Some among you have suggested that this filter or matrix was placed there by extraterrestrial or higher dimensional beings as a way to contain humanity. But this is not the case. The actual filter or matrix between dimensions exists to maintain the vibrational manifestation of each evolutionary realm. For you see, there is a great spiraling circle in which divine consciousness is in the eternal process of awakening and experiencing itself. This divine process of awakening and eternal expansion evolves across domains of increasingly expanded manifestation. These parallel dimensions can be thought of as octaves in the scale of the celestial music of the infinite. It is the song of God, but not the God of your planetary religions, because you must understand that your tiny planet here is infinitesimally small in relationship to the material universe in which it exists. The stories and religions of your planet reflect that tiny perspective. So when I use the word God, I am referring to the infinite great oneness of the All, the Alpha and Omega, the divine origin and destiny of all that is and has always been. So I am not speaking of a man in the sky with white hair. I am speaking of a presence that is all-pervading, yet beyond the scope of any mental understanding or religious belief structure. However, indeed, that great oneness can be experienced by beings of all dimensions, because that is who you ultimately are. You were indeed manifested as a microcosm of the Eternal One. So, as one of the world builders that I am, whose very purpose at this level of my existence is to create habitable garden planets within the infinite third dimensional realm of matter, I can share with you a perspective that is transcendent of what you will find anywhere in your planetary history. It can only be found by you in the Great Book of Light, at the very center of the Akashic Record. It will tell you of the filters between dimensions that maintain their level of manifestation. Filters that some here on Terra have referred to as matrices. Actually, this partial deciphering of the cosmic structure of dimensional realms signifies that the consciousness of humanity is indeed evolving to the point where transcendence to higher realms of existence is approaching on the event horizon. So then, you may ask, what indeed are these filters or matrices that exist between dimensional realms that are there to maintain the vibrational integrity of these parallel realities? And how do they manifest? Since we are discussing vibrational rates of energy manifestation, I will explain this to you numerologically. For indeed, there is an objective form of mathematics that can be used to understand this creational structure. It begins with the number 1, for that is the number of divine source and destiny, the great oneness of the all, pure consciousness, pure spirit, undivided. That is 1, the ultimate dimension of divine beingness, the dimension of infinite divine source and destiny. And it is here that we can find the very first matrix, or filter, where the initial separation of the One occurs within the Song of God. This first separation causes, as an effect, a lower parallel dimension. This first separation or division of the divine consciousness is the beginning of the process of self-recognition of the divine. For to achieve self-recognition, we need a first level of separation, the separation of the one who is recognizing itself. The separation is caused between the witness and the witnesser. When this phenomena manifests, we see the creation of a new dimension, vibrating at a slower nutational rate of energy of the One, and therefore a lower dimension of 3 with its corresponding inhabitants and environment. 3 is the dimension of unity with the divine, and unity is not possible without a division. The dimension of 3 has 3 components. They are the creative principle of the universe, the receptive principle of the universe, and the balance between them, which is the process. These 3 were beautifully described by the enlightened founder of Taoism in ancient China named Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu called these 3 principles the yin, yang, and Tao. So the first dimensional filter for level 3 is oneness itself. To sustain level 3 manifestation, that first separation must persevere. For an inhabitant of level 3 to transcend to level 1, they actually must disappear entirely as a sentient being. Disappearing entirely and merging with the One is the first quantum matrix. The second quantum matrix occurs when the dimension of unity is divided from the existence of 3 natural laws of separation into 6 such laws. This resulting realm of 6 natural laws is the domain of creation and infinite light. That which results in form originates in light. This dimension of 6 natural laws is the realm of the archangelic orders, who are ultimate masters of creation and manifestation. The matrix here in level 6 is time and space. Light is the entry point into time and space. And the inhabitants of this archangelic realm experience time and space in an immense vastness. For example, the archangel who I serve, Archangel Metatron, has a bodily form which spans galaxies. To pass beyond this realm of light with its 6 laws, one must transcend time and space. Thus, time and space is the second matrix. The third quantum matrix occurs when the dimension of light is divided from the existence of 6 natural laws of separation into 12 such laws. This resulting realm of 12 natural laws is the domain of infinite love and love's manifestation. It is the source point of joy, celebration, and relationship. This dimension of 12 natural laws is the realm of the angelic hosts and is the 5th dimensional realm of Va, from which I come. The matrix here in level 12 is relationship. Angels exist in separate forms out of the joy of relationship and loving one another. To pass beyond this realm, the inhabitants must transcend the separation necessary to maintain relationships and merge into the higher light. So the matrix of this parallel dimension of 12 natural laws is separation to maintain relationships. One transcends this quantum matrix through merging as one into light. The fourth quantum matrix occurs when the dimension of love is divided from the existence of 12 natural laws of separation into 24 such laws. This resulting realm of 24 natural laws is the domain of divine life. It is the manifestation of enlightenment of the material realm and the bringing of heaven to earth. This dimension of 24 natural laws is the realm of the awakened master, a being who has fulfilled the highest purpose of planetary existence, the enlightenment of the whole body. The matrix here in level 24 is ascension. To pass beyond this realm, the inhabitants must transcend all attachment to the physical realm. They must realize the existence of their spiritual body as a microcosm of the divine. They must discover and directly experience that aspect of themselves which was never born, will never die, and is prior to and beyond physical existence. The matrix of this parallel dimension of 24 natural laws is the mastery and embodiment of the divine body. One transcends this quantum matrix through surrender of all physical attachment and ascension into the realm of universal love. So, the four-dimensional realms I have just described. Dimension 7, the realm of unity. Dimension 6, the realm of light. Dimension 5, the realm of love. And Dimension 4, the realm of mastery, are what is considered in the Book of Light that is found at the very center of the Akashic Record to be the dimensional realms of reality, each with their characteristics and filtering matrices that maintain the integrity and differences of each of them, all as octaves in the Song of God, which is the Akashic description of the sacred process of divine self-realization. However, just as the macrocosm is in a process of divine self-realization, so it is with the microcosm expressed across the collective consciousness of all humanity on all third-dimensional garden planets where humans now dwell. The material third-dimensional universe is denser and manifests at a slower vibrational rate than the four higher parallel dimensions I have described here. But it too is infinite, for infinity is the nature of the divine, and all dimensions of the divine are therefore endless. And since the divine is infinite, there is nowhere that the divine is not. God is everywhere. So the process of the divisions of the One unfolds in the human kingdom just as it does in the celestial realms, or what the Book of Light calls the realms of reality. The Book of Light calls these microcosmic and denser vibrational domains of division the levels of Maya, which means levels of illusion. Why illusion? Because within the self-remembering process of the microcosm of the human kingdom, the evolutionary levels relate to mankind in an unawakened state of unresolved karma, and therefore complete separation from the nature of the all-pervading One. Between the levels of reality, which are levels 1 through 24, and the levels of Maya and the realm of matter, which vibrates at slower nutational rates, there exists a planetary filter or matrix, which is there to maintain the integrity of the lower vibrational and material realm. It is, in actuality, a matrix between eternal reality and the temporal dimension. This matrix exists around all planets and is there to maintain material manifestation. The levels of evolutionary consciousness are directly related to the number of divisions of the infinite oneness. So, for example, the dimension of 3 vibrates at a much higher rate and frequency than the dimension of 24. But both of these are within the realm of reality, and therefore correspond to levels of enlightened life.
Dearest angel, this is the most amazing experience of my life. It is such a blessed and blissful experience that I am having in your presence that until now I have been speechless. But kindly, if I might ask, are you basically saying that the evolutionary levels of reality and Maya are all determined by their vibrational rate? And that the difference in vibrational rate is caused specifically by the number of divisions of the great oneness of the all, that these divisions of the One are separations in consciousness, and that the fewer divisions in consciousness that exist relates directly to the evolutionary level of sentient existence.
This is correct, dear one. And your question relates directly to why the two of you, Dr. Rajesh Patel and Dr. Eleanor Hayes, were brought to this place of power by the gatekeeper, Elias. For both of you exist in your temporal form at an advanced level of human consciousness, which is right at the threshold of the level of mastery, at dimension 24. You have been chosen to be emissaries who will spread enlightened knowledge and awareness to those who are at the necessary level of consciousness to be able to receive it. As I have observed in the Akashic record, you will both be great teachers who will point the way beyond illusion and into reality. This experience that you are now having at the gateway of Kuan Yin will elevate your current level of consciousness to level 24, the level of mastery.
I too have been rendered speechless by this amazing celestial encounter. I love it, dearest angel. You have told us that we have been chosen for our mission because we have existed at the threshold of the level of mastery, with 24 divisions of the Infinite One. Is there a corresponding level of consciousness that describes our state of being prior to this encounter?
Yes, indeed, my dear one. The level of consciousness that both you and Dr. Rajesh Patel were inhabiting prior to your awakening arrival here was quite high when compared to the mainstream and outer levels of human consciousness on your planet. These outer levels of consciousness, although of the realm of Maya, rather than the quantum inner levels found in the higher dimensions, are also subject to the same sacred mathematics and numerology that is based upon the interaction of the infinite number 3 and the finite number 2. Or, in another way, the interaction between temporal duality and infinite reality. Of the outer levels of Maya, yours before arriving here is the highest. That is the level of objective science. Objective science is at the highest level of the illusion because it does not add to or further illusion. It simply endeavors to learn and grow in knowledge and awareness. So objective science is at the next numerical division of the Infinite One. In the level of objective science, the 24 laws of divine life and mastery are doubled to level 48. 48 is the highest of the outer levels of Maya. The matrix of level 48 is transcendence of doubt. Because in level 48, one must realize that the limit of what is known to be places no limit upon that which actually is. To transcend this level of the quantum matrix, one must transcend entirely a dependence upon the active thinking mind and embrace the mind universal. This transcendence is the transition point between the temporal and eternal dimensions. Through the blessing of your arrival here today at the gateway of Kuan Yin, you have also arrived at a moment of great importance in the evolution of any temporal being. It is the awakening from the matrix of the birth-death cycle and the realization of that aspect of your being which is infinite.
This is so fascinating. Dearest angel, Sariel, in the primary Eastern teachings found in enlightenment paths, such as Buddhism, there is much revealed about the ultimate goal and purpose of human existence. That is to realize the great oneness of the all of which you speak. But the unfolding and evolutionary process that the sentient being ascends across, and the various stages of enlightenment found in the dimensional realms that you describe, is all quite new to me as a professor and scholar in the area of comparative spiritual pathways to enlightenment. Your revelations here today are the most comprehensive map of consciousness I have ever encountered. But of course, this is to be expected. Because never before have I been directly in the presence of a celestial angelic being from the infinite dimension of love, nor have I ever anticipated such an experience in the outer world. Can you tell us more about the levels of Maya found in the realm of matter that the sentient being must transcend before they can arrive in the celestial realms? Are there matrices between each of these levels?
Yes, dear one. There are many levels of illusion that human beings occupy. Your level before coming here was level 48, objective science. Numerologically, the next lower energetic frequency of consciousness in the outer realm of Maya is level 96. It exists at 96 separations of the Infinite One. It is still a very high level of awareness when compared to the overall collective consciousness of humanity at this point. Those who occupy this level have arrived at the place of transcendence of karma. In this level, the sentient being is looking at their life and understanding what they have learned throughout this and prior incarnations. So level 96 in the outer realm has to do with the being transforming their past karma into wisdom. The matrix at this level is release and forgiveness of past experiences and transcending inward and outward judgment of oneself and others. From there, the level of human consciousness in the outer world exists at a lower frequency or nutational atomic rate each time there is an additional division and the resulting illusion of separation from the Infinite One. The phenomenon of the levels of consciousness was inspirationally revealed on Earth in the teachings of the now ascended Master Oscar Ichazo. Level 96 transformation divides into level 192, which is existential despair. The full experience of the shadow side of the duality of third-dimensional existence is encountered in this level. The intensity of this level of despair propels the sentient being toward the higher way. It is the level of the death of ego. This level of despair is transcended by realization of the temporal and the first understanding that prior to and beyond temporal darkness there is infinite light, or as some say, it is darkest before the dawn. When the level of temporal consciousness at 192 doubles the number of divisions of the Infinite One, it becomes level 384, the level of disillusionment. The evolving sentient being must release the illusion of separation before they can embrace the reality of oneness. So the matrix of this level is the release and surrender of one's most closely held illusions.
This is so fascinating. So, if I am understanding this correctly, sentient beings on Earth exist at various levels of consciousness. And each time there is a mathematical increase of the number of separations from the great oneness of the All, it results in a lower frequency and vibration of human existence. As the effect from an interaction with the number 2, which is temporal, and the number 3, which is infinite. Am I grasping this, dear angel?
Yes, dear one. You are grasping this quite well. This is why you and Dr. Rajesh Patel were drawn here. Because although you do not realize it, both you and Rajesh have existed at a very high level of consciousness for quite some time. Level 48 is the level of the adept. Now, due to your experience here, you have crossed through the next matrix, and from this day forward shall exist at level 24, which is divine life. Elias already exists at level 24 and will soon realize his diamond body of consciousness, which is when enlightenment is crystallized and made permanent. Luna, the white dog of Kuan Yin, is a massive being of the higher dimensional realms and exists at level 3.
I too believe I am grasping your great teaching, dear Angel Sariel. It is so helpful in understanding what I see people going through in their life processes. But it is clear to me that there are many people, and indeed the vast majority, who are not existing at any of the levels of consciousness you have so far described. Are there many such levels of human temporal existence with even slower vibrational rates that correspond to the number of divisions of the great oneness of the all, levels that the majority of humanity exist at?
The next level within the temporal realm of Maya occurs when the level 384 divides to becomes 768. At this point in human evolution, the being exists at 768 divisions of the Infinite One. 768 is the level of consciousness of theorists and philosophizers. It is an inventive level and higher than the masses of humanity. It is the level of those who have active and inventive minds and arrive at various conclusions about existence and the reason for existence that are based upon supposition rather than actual direct experience of the celestial levels of reality. So the matrix here is a challenging one for many, for to transcend this level of the illusion, one must be able to release their mentally created theories and philosophies so that the actual and objective reality can emerge. The mind must become silent, receptive, open, and free of preconceptions. When level 768, which is known in the Book of Light as the level of spiritual ego, doubles, the following level of 1536, division of the Infinite One, is the resulting point in the levels of Maya. Level 1536 is the highest level of the fixated ego. For those who exist at this level are at a higher frequency of energy manifestation than most of the masses. In level 1536, their ego, which is referred to as the dualistic identity, is working successfully for them in the temporal realm of Maya. They exist at a higher frequency than the masses and use this higher frequency to obtain elevated positions within the social structure. The matrix here is transcendence of the fixated ego. It is release of self-deification and narcissism. It is transcendence of self-love, which is temporarily satisfying, in order to arrive at universal unconditional love, which is all-pervading and blissful. The happiness derived from self-love is an illusion that stands in the way of universal unconditional love. One can say that self-love is like a raindrop when compared to the ocean of universal love. It is a challenging part of the matrix because one must go beyond the experience of social success and influence to arrive at their higher destiny. The level where a vast number of humans currently dwell is 3072 divisions of the Infinite One. This is the level of conventionality. It is the place that feels comfortable to many because it surrenders responsibility. It replaces personal responsibility for one's life and actions to the outer society. This level is the level of doing what is considered acceptable to others, to fitting in. It is a relatively low level of awareness because it is not based upon the individual's personal growth or evolution, but instead upon doing and being what is deemed to be correct in relation to consensus reality.
Thank you so much for this overview of the levels of human consciousness, dear angel. Are there levels that are even of a lower vibrational rate than the 3072 divisions of the one you have described as the level of social dogma? It seems to me that there are. But I would certainly like more understanding about these lower vibrational levels of consciousness that are based upon greater separation from the infinite oneness of the all. How low does human separation and vibrational awareness actually descend? Is it endless?
No, Rajesh. The descending degrees of human consciousness, due to increased separation from the One, and therefore separation from objective reality, are finite and cannot go on forever, because at a certain level of human separation from actual divine reality, existence as a third-dimensional human being is not possible. However, there are two more levels of separation that do exist at a lower vibrational rate than the hypnotic social dogma of 3072 divisions of the One. The first of these is when the low vibrational level of 3072 doubles and manifests as 6144 divisions of the One. This is the level of blind fixated beliefs, not based upon direct experience or evidentiary knowledge. Beliefs that are often rooted deep with the inherited genealogy of the believer. Beliefs that are so strong that they manifest as the central core of the identity of the believer. An identity that they greatly fear ever losing and would defend with violent aggression. Basically, a human of fixated and unwavering belief in that which has simply been told to them by their predecessors, but has no foundation, in fact, are the most violent and aggressive humans you will find. The driving force that fuels the unwavering defense of their belief structures is fear. Fear of the unknown and fear of death. This fear is the matrix of the level of fixated, unsubstantiated beliefs. To transcend this level, the fixated believer must embrace education and common social knowledge. This will carry them beyond the level of their deeply ingrained and historic fears. Knowledge and education is the way beyond this very low vibrational level. It leads the fixated believer into the realm of social agreements and dogma, where the fears of level 6144 are replaced by the self-distraction and society-wide hypnotism of level 3072. Both levels are extremely low in vibration when compared to the levels of divine reality, but level 3072 is a much more functional level in terms of living in harmony with others. That is why so many exist in this lower level. It is the phenomenon known as being socially acceptable and being concerned about how one appears to other, rather than how one aligns with their inner being. I understand, dear ones, that I have given you much information on this day. But now, day is turning into evening, and you must return to your place of rest at the cabin of Elias. Elias and the white dog of Kuan Yin will be your guides, and we will meet again. As I've told you, your life will have changed after this encounter, and you will be at the level of 24, which is divine life, from this day onward. I wish you all of the happiness and peace that this vast new level of awareness represents. You are now forever changed. Farewell.
Thank you, dear friend, for watching this video story, which is based upon the new cosmic and metaphysical trilogy, The Multi-Dimensional Tales of Vor by Leland T. Lewis. Leland would like to acknowledge his spiritual teachers along the way in this lifetime, who inspired him to be the author that he is. Sri Satya Surya Das, the teaching master and artist who travelled with Baba Ram Das through India in the 1960s. Travels which resulted in the famous book Be Here Now. The Bolivian Sufi master and founder of the Arica Institute, Oscar Ichazo, who introduced maps of consciousness such as the Enneagram, trialectics, and the levels of consciousness to the Western world. Melo Rai, the Cherokee Indian sun priestess, who sat in the Joshua Tree Desert with the author Leland T. Lewis on many occasions and told him of the ancient stories of the Hopis, dating all of the way back to their arrival on planet Earth from the stars. Melo also taught Leland methods in inner plane flight and traveling through the Akashic record. For information about the multidimensional tales of Vor, there is a link in the description where you can find out more about this cosmic metaphysical new trilogy. Available on Amazon in hardcover, paperback, or digital format. To see more video stories related to this mystical trilogy, please place a like and subscribe below. We will be happy to have you along with us on our cosmic journey. Thanks again, and we wish you 10,000 blessings along your way.